Learn of the best motivational source that is beyond your needs, how you've received a letter from God and you may have set it aside, and how choosing to pick up a coffee cup got a young student on a famous talk show. Welcome to No Bow Tie, where we conquer emptiness and frustration, discover our uniqueness, and live with unrelenting joy. I'm John No Bow Tie Swoboda, author and musician. Today, we're going to explore how you will no longer have to overlook your inner potential and the things that you really want. Be sure to subscribe. At some time of your life, you were thumbing through the pages of a book, and a sentence or a concept grabbed you, and it made you think of what you could become. It inspired you to think bigger than what you presently were. It made you dream. Or perhaps you saw a movie and something gave you chills. It resonated with some action that you would want to take in your life. Maybe it was a conversation with a friend. Maybe it was that you saw somebody in concert, or you saw a play, or you watched something magnificent happen in a talented way that you just could not forget. And you went home that night and you dwelled on it in an imaginative way that made you vibrate inside. At some point of your life, you have caught a glimpse of your potential. This glimpse is what we're going to talk about today. It is the most overlooked but sought after vibration in your life. When you get this glimpse of your potential, it is what you're about. It is why you want to wake up in the morning and vibrate with other people and share your experiences and learn more about how to become whatever that glimpse represented. When you ignore this voice, this inner voice of creativity, it creates a life of feeling lost. There's a certain detachment from your soul. There's an everyday routine where you just don't know why you're doing what you're doing other than to pay the bills. It doesn't speak of you. It doesn't speak of your intent in life. And if this goes on and on, you will forget how to define who you are in your behavior and in your intent. It is your conscience speaking to you. And when you ignore this beautiful message from inside of yourself, it's as if God hands you a letter and you set it aside because you've got more important things to do. Let me ask you a question. When you were a child and somebody came up and said, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" You gave some sort of an answer. Now, regardless of if you became that or if that's what you were determined to become, why did you answer that? Where did your imagination grab that glimpse? Somewhere in there you have a different answer than other people because of who you are and how you filter the world through your possibility. Step forward into your adult life, you're still having these glimpses. They get ignored because of everyday life. They get ignored because of comparison thinking. They get ignored, and it's a shame. It's something that you want to bring about you and make real in your physical reality. What we're going to talk about is how to step forward and get a grip on that glimpse and start living it, start pushing it into your everyday life until one day you look in the mirror and you will have become what you once saw in that light. There's a part of you that understands that beautiful phenomenon as resonance with truth. Well, let me share with you my experience. I went to a rock and roll concert, and like everybody, when you go to a rock and roll concert, the energy is unbelievable. It's exponential. You can feel your whole body vibrate with sound and the lights and the showmanship and all that. But I didn't see that. I just saw that one day I wanted playing music, playing the guitar, to be a regular part of my life. That's all I saw. I walked out. I was 9 years old. I walked out knowing I was somehow going to get the guitar in my life, and it was going to be my everyday practice. It was going to be how I expressed myself, and it was going to be what I was proud of. It was going to be my glimpse made true. And to this day, I continue to get overlapping glimpses to remind me to continue that, regardless of if I have performances coming up, regardless of if I'm making a lot of money. I keep that true inner self alive, and you can too. You can start now. When you begin to respect that glimpse, and by respect, I mean get involved in it. When you begin to get involved in your glimpse, you'll walk around like you know a secret. You'll feel so good inside. And you have to act on it, and just do it in small ways. I had a student, we'll call her Nico, that she, as a child, knew that one day she was going to be in a rock and roll band. And she decided which one when she was in her teens. One step at a time, she decided her way into that band. I came home from teaching one night, turned on the television to mellow out, and turned on Conan O'Brien. And you know the rest of the story. There she was. She was in her favorite band. She played it out. I asked her, we were at a coffee shop years later, I asked her, how did you do that? How did you get the turn of events to play in your part? She looked at a coffee cup that was on the table. She picked it up and she said, anybody in this room could have picked that cup up. I'm the one who decided to. Take time and revisit the past. You don't have to go all the way back to your childhood and become, the imaginative figure that you thought about when you were 7 years old, although it's a fun thing to do. Go back just to when you got that glimpse. It could be last week when you're having a conversation with somebody. It could be when you were in college and you had a professional opportunity that you turned down. But go back to that. Think about why you wanted that. And then the way to get it in place, it's not easy because you've come this far without it, but it is always available to you. You take time, you just take a small amount of time each day, and you work that into your imagination by being creative toward it. You take energy and you start to physically form what that glimpse was wanting. And it could be starting by just making a list of the people that you could talk to. It could be making a list of some small little exercises to get in training of that. And if it seems too far to reach, think smaller, but only think about achievable things that you can do that lead you toward that. It will snowball. And trust me on this, it is the process that matters. Even if you don't reach your dreams, when you're involved in the process of becoming, there is no better feeling in life to be involved in the process of your own dreams. We're running out of time on this one. The next episode, you're not going to want to miss this one. We're going to talk about how to take small talents and make them bigger and make them achievable in your life so that you can start creating who you want to become. So don't miss that episode. Get on nobowtie.com/life and get on the newsletter and be the first person to get that episode. It's going to be very exciting. Now, I'm going to leave you with a very imaginative video that I made that was according to my glimpse. I hope you enjoy this. It is a Malagueña by Isaac Albanese gone mad.
het besnuurstellen en een assie. Niet echt gebruiken.
Je moet zaken in de vast, wat zijn we hier?